Good morning, Stitching Post customers. Hi, I'm Robin Hill with, you probably know me for What's Sewing Down at the Post. Well, today we're going to be showcasing one of my favorite new little machines. I had a meeting with my Janome representatives, and they said, Robin, what are your customers looking for when they come in to see a machine? Well, I said, oh, quilting. They want something. Hey, Jackie, they want something to take to class. They don't like driving their big fancy machines. So they want something light that they can take to retreat, and retreats go on all year long, or they're taking classes and they want to take something to Houston this year, or maybe this spring to some of the MQS shows. And so they want something light that will travel, that will fit in the car well. Something easy to use, or they like it as an extra machine when they're going to Project Linus and they're introducing a new friend to quilting. So they want something that's really where you can thread it up, it's easy to use, and it does just about, it can kind of touch on just about any area of quilting. So my rep listened to me and he says, you know what, I got a great machine. And not only is this machine good, but it is an internet model. So its MAP price is $549. But when he told me what you got with that machine at that price, I went, wow, we have got to get that in. And I really love the color. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to introduce you to my newest Janome friend that we just got in. And we have them at both locations. And our more locations at 316 North Broadway. That's some questions that have been coming up since we did the What's Sewing at the Post. North Broadway and more. And so that's right off South I-35. So we're very easy to find. We're on the east side of I-35. There's a main little street that runs parallel, and we're in a part of the area more that is called Old Town. And there's a neat old-fashioned soda shop there with candy and popcorn. So even if you and there's a wonderful Italian restaurant across the street in the old school. So not only we're in the hotspot destination. So please come and join us there. We'd love to see you. Now the old store, which is what I'm in today. Let me kind of flip it around where we're at. We're in our fabric room, and that's where we have that exclusive sewing notion. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is Sewing Vintage, and we went with the gray and black. We think gray is really hot right now. I don't. It's really hot, and but this is just beautiful, and this would be so pretty. Everybody's making those little totes to carry their featherweights in, and this would be such a fantastic fabric to cover your box in, or make your carry tote when you go to retreat. So we're really excited about that. Or you can make a retreat for the new machine I'm about to introduce. Good morning, Carol. Alrighty, so I'm going to turn it back. But that's our fabric here. I hope you got a chance to see that. We posted a picture of that the other day. We also have a great selection of Christmas fabrics down here. And I know Shireen's going to be teaching a really cool quilt that I personally went nuts over the book and picked. So I'm forcing my teachers, when I fall in love with something, I make them teach. But it's kind of funny. After they teach it, they fall in love with it. But we're going to have some fun projects over the next year with that. So now I'm going to introduce you the star of the show here at the Feature Coat on a Facebook feature. I'm going to turn around and introduce you to my new friend, the Janome 3160Q DC. This is what's so cool about it that I got so excited, is the bonus feature. It comes with an open toe foot, open toe darning foot, cloth guide, 1/4 inch seam guide, open toe craft foot, and extension table. So let me show you here. Aha! So if you're free motion quilting, you can really see where you're going. And this is a foot we're really going to showcase today. And of course you get your beautiful #1 requested item, the 1/4 inch foot. And you also have your beautiful open toe foot, which is excellent for putting on your binding. And one of the favorite stitches that the ladies like to put on with their binding is the curlicue one, but there's a lot of them on here that you can use. This has over 60 stitches. Gorgeous buttonholes, but it's just got some gorgeous things that we're going to be showing off. Oh, isn't that pretty? But there's just so many beautiful things you can do. And of course, it's got your basic foot built in. But what I really like is this is kind of an old-fashioned feature. And I have some machines you can't do this on. You cannot put you just screw that in and you can set your guide on there. And these have been kind of coming back in popularity, but you can't always screw them into the Facebook But I want to show you the angles that Janome puts in on, look at all the guides that you've got for any type of sewing, and look at your angles when you're turning, which is really nice. Plus you also have, if you're going to quilt and you're doing your gridding, you have this wonderful guide so that your things are spaced apart. I think that's really incredible. But I wanted to show some of the main features. We have, this sews with your finger. We have the speed control, automatic scissors, automatic needle up and down, and auto stop. Auto stop is super cool because it'll finish off a decorative stitch. It's also good for tacking a quilt with a decorative stitch. Like we could take this beautiful little stitch here and do a whole quilt with it instead of having to tie it. It would be really cool. So this is really easy to use. Let's go over the deal. So what you do, if I want to change this number here, I'm just going to put the arrow over here. And I want to, let's say we want to do number 27. We go to 2, whoop, and we go back. And so if I want to change this to 7, I simply just scroll up to 7. How easy was that? And I don't have to run through 20 different numbers or whatever. So now if I want to change my my width control, I simply move the arrow over it and go up or down. Pretty cool, huh? And then if I want to change my length, I simply do that. And you just move that over. It's really easy to use. It's not hard at all. It's got a great digital screen. Let me turn this around here. Here we go. One of the number one problems that people have or have questions about is, well, can we really trust in electronics? How long is that going to last? Well, I will be straight. I had another little brand that was a trade-in, and we couldn't put we couldn't get the parts to light up the screen anymore. So that's the one my dad let me take home. I took it home. I learned to embroider. I think I made Jaren's first baby quilt on it. And this was probably made in the mid-90s. Went home with Charity, and her sister used it for their crafting, and I eventually gave it to my mom. So this machine has probably been there around since 95 or 96, and as far as I know, it's still working. But the real trick to protect your electronics is, if you're not using it, don't leave it on and don't leave it plugged into the wall. That way, if we have these unexpected spring storms, like this week, we've got all this rain, or if your transformer blows up, it is just going to help you protect the life of that machine. So we're very lucky. These machines are very easy to use, and I really like them, and there's nothing wrong with having an electronic. And what we have is these machines. I'm going to turn this around. Under this pretty plastic is solid metal parts under here, and it has dual belts. It gives it strength. So I think that's really important. Now what I want to show you is what Janome means. Janome means eye of the snake. So if you kind of look at the bobbin, it looks like a snake's eye. That's actually what it means. And everybody else. And I have people to this day go, I never heard of Janome. Well, Janome's been around since 1920. And they actually bought the New Home Company out in 1969. They invented the first LED screen. They also, the other part of the business is they make robotics. I absolutely love their top-line machines. They're interfaceable with your iPad, and you can create your own designs. You can export designs. You can even use their $50 deal if you have another brand of machine, if you want to just have a basic editing program on your iPad for your embroidery machine. So we're going to show some stuff off, but one thing I want to show is how easy it is to pull a bobbin thread to the top. You don't have to use your flywheel. You just come up here and hit this bad boy, and up she comes. I just think that's so wonderful. Y'all think I'm silly, but it's so easy than have to turn that flywheel. So you just come here, and I'm gonna, and I think, I know it's there. Okay, so we are, and I pulled it right back out. Same thing with an automatic needle threader. Don't, make sure where you pull it. There it goes. So we've got it now. If I just let the thing do its job. Now, remember how I was talking about, this is so easy to lose on carpet. So if you train yourself to put it back behind your machine or here on our table, you won't lose it. So that's one thing I teach in Sew Camp about drop-in bobbins. You also can't jam this thing up. This has got Janome patented anti-locking bobbin. Very important to me. And of course, this is the best thing ever invented on any sewing machine, is the side thread cutter. I don't have to run the other room for scissors to cut that off. Now, we're going to show off this gorgeous decorative stitch, and I'm going to show you the auto stop feature. Here, we're just going to, that's nice and stiff, so it'll work. So we're going to sew this out, and I'm going to be sewing these decorative stitches. See how quiet it is? Now I'm going to hit auto stop, this button right here. Now watch what it does. And of course we have automatic scissors, best thing ever created. Now see how I can just, but see how cute that is? Now you could just hit that auto stop and actually tie tack your quilts. But that roll stitching is finished. There's no half done. That's really important to me, especially if you're going to use decorative stitches. And decorative stitch ladies are hot. Hi Janet, thanks for watching. Now, what I'm really going to show off is this foot. Now this is how easy it is to change your feet. You just come back here and hit this little button. This is why I'm holding the camera, because I felt like with the serger we really couldn't see what we were doing. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to come in here. We even have people come in the store when I'm live on Facebook. And the phone's ringing, so we're open. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put this behind here. Now see how open that is? I really can see what I'm doing. So right now, what I really want to show off, what's really important to quilters, is the blanket stitch. So we're going to come over here. Remember how easy? We're going to move over here, and we're just going to go down one number, go over here and go up 2. We're on the right side. So we're going to take this. Now, and you're going to learn a little bit, and this can be applied to any machine with a blanket stitch. Or you can use, if you don't have a blanket stitch, you can use these guys here and fake it. Okay. But it's still not the same, especially when you're doing a Baltimore bride. Maddie, do I need to get that? Okay, just checking. Alrighty. So what you have to watch on your needle is your placement. You want to make sure, we're going to put this down, and we're going to check our needle, and I'm sorry about if I'm making you seasick there, I don't mean to. So I really want to show, you really want to keep your needle on the edge of that fabric. If we're a little off, I'm not going to gripe, but I'm going to just sew a little bit here. And when you're doing blanket stitch, and I'm going to stop it here for a minute, if you want to make it wider, see it's not very wide, I can go over here, and I can make that even longer. So here I'm going to sew this a little bit. So you want to run that needle right on the edge of your fabric. Now, if I'm coming up on a corner, I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take that down to very small, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to lift my foot up, and of course I would turn this around. And of course you want to line your needle up right on the edge of that fabric. You want to check it there. Okay, so then I'm going to come out of that corner. Like I said, I'm off. I'm trying to do this and hold the camera, so. And we're going to cut this off. And I'm going to give you a close-up. Now I could have made my thing come out, but I want to show you why women, when it comes to applique, their top preference is Janome. Isn't that gorgeous? But that's how you come out of that corner. When you're coming from a wide, you just decrease it down and come in, and that way you don't sew over it. And it looks very neat and professional. You can do it very narrow, or you can do it very wide, whichever you'd like to do. But that's one thing. Now, what if you use, not everybody uses blanket stitch on applique. A lot of people like to use a satin stitch. So I'm going to show you how easy that is to set up. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to pick my stitch out, which is going to be obviously very simple, 07. So I'm going to go to 0. Oops. Now I can run through my numbers, but I don't like to do that. We're going to go to 0. We're going to go over here. We're going to go up to 7. Oops. Okay. Now, see, I can make this as wide or close together as I want. So I'm going to go over here to the stitch length, and I'm going to take that way down to about 4. You can go tighter, but one thing when you're doing this, you're going to want, on this side, you're going to want 50% on this side of the fabric and 50% on that side of the fabric. So, and that's why we're using this lovely bright orange with pink, and so that it really pops. So you're going to want to get your center. You're going to get on a straighter edge. Whoops. You want to make sure your table's on good first of all, and that your feet are out and not on slick surfaces. Uh-oh, technical error. Okay, so you want 50% on of each, and we've got this really tight on our deal, and this is, we can make it even wider if we wanted to. And of course, applique is not fast, so I'm starting at 50%. But really, when it comes to sewing, you want to keep the speed at where you can control the fabric. If you can't control the fabric here, you need to slow yourself down just a little bit. Very important. So now we're going to sew this here, and I could probably slow it down a little bit, because I would want to slow it down because I've got, especially if I'm working the curve or an even surface where I really don't, where it looks even. I want to show you. The trick is you want to let the machine do its job. It has that box feed system and those grippers, and look at how it just pulls that through there beautifully. I'm not having to shove or pull or drag, because that affects how your blankets, your satin stitch looks, and you don't want to look too rip sloppy. So there I can hit that auto stop. Do you notice I hit that auto stop so that it finishes it off? I'm going to hit this scissor. I'm going to pull this up. We're not going to worry about a corner on this, but I want you to see. And of course, you'd want a little stabilizer behind this fabric here. That really helps it feed it. So, and see, I could even get that a little tighter where nothing would come through. But isn't that gorgeous? I could even, oh, what the heck. Let's show a tighter satin. So let's go over here, and I'm going to take this bad boy down. I'm going to go 2. Woo! We're going to really put this machine to the test. We are literally 2 clicks away from 0, ladies and gentlemen. Ready? Remember, I want 50% on each one. Drop my presser foot. Now, this comes with a foot controller, and I'll show you. Just plug it in. But look, it's not stagnant. It's not forming a knot. It is feeding it through beautifully. Even at 2 clicks above 0. We're going to go off course there. We're going to stop that, and we're just going to kind of show what we're doing here. Okay. Oh, love those scissors. Okay. Now look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It didn't jam up, and it just sewed it beautifully. So you can get a beautiful tight seam if you want to. And the reason I'm filming this myself is so I can really show you girls what I'm doing and what this machine's doing. Now, what I love about applique is you don't just have to use the zigzag or the blanket. You can use center stitches, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to do the leaf here, where I really like to do 34. So we're going to get another little piece of fabric here, and we're going to show some of these stitches off. See, so I'm going to put this here now. A little 505 spray, ladies, or some good old freezer paper goes a long way. So paying attention to where a sewing machine stitch shows really is the trick. So if you have a center basing like 34 or 35, you would actually keep it half and half. If you're doing something that's left of center, like 41, you would definitely want to use keeping needle. But see how these stitches are probably halfway. Like this one, you would definitely watch where your needle was on the edge of the fabric if you were wanting to use 45. But you could use some of these different stitches, but I think I'm going to use 26. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to show you. Remember, this is so easy. You just arrow over to the thing you want to change. Oops. And then you arrow over here, and we'll come down. And so we're going to simply make sure that we're right dead center, because if you notice, this stitch is going to come back to center. We're going to put that down, and we want to make sure that our needle is dead center on it. We're still watching the edge of our fabric, technically, but we're 50-50. Now, when you sew, you always want to make sure you get your needle under the fabric. So I'm gonna put that right there. Can y'all see? See, I don't have my, this is the most important thing you do when you sew. You want to get your, even if you're doing buttonholes, you want to get your, I'm not making y'all dizzy. Put that down. Gonna do that. Okay, we're good. So we're doing a decorative stitch, so I'm gonna slow this down even a little bit more because even the satin was a little fast, even for me. But like I said, you know, something like when you're doing something this decorative, you're not going to get in a hurry because you want it to look right. You want to rip it out. Ripping out decorative stitches is not the fun thing to do. You see how we're right dead center? And see how that stitch comes back to center? Here, let me get in here and really see. So isn't that beautiful? So if you want to, you can use on your applique, you can use the decorative stitches to give an optical illusion with the thread and really make something pop, like to flowers or leaves, to give it some depth, you know. And if I want to, I can speed that up. Pretend we got this. You know, I don't have to go as slow as I was going, but I just wanted to show you how this really was working. And we may be off a little bit because I'm trying to hold the camera and guide. So we're going to be a little forgiving with Robin. But I want to show you how beautiful that this does this, even if we're a little bit off. One of my customers brought in one of her Baltimore Bride hand applique, and she was doing it by machine, and it was just beautiful. And you could tell the machine she was on. And so, women who buy Janome like precision, accuracy, and sewing is very important to them, and they believe in quality. So we're going to auto stop because we might be coming to the end of the stitch. Hi Zila, what a neat name. Hi Nancy. And so that's going to finish that off. And we're going to come in here and look. Isn't that pretty? Get here in the light where you really can see. You can't see it on the pink, but you can really see it on the blue. That could look like a vine going up a fence if you were doing an old fence post. Hey Nancy, how are you? Now, let me see. Remember good old 27? We liked 27. So we're going to come over here and we're going to try, well, we're going to do 27. And like, you're going to do the very same thing. Really going to try to see, we're going to really check where that needle goes down. That's real important. And we're going to come down here. Hi. Has somebody helped you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's where we keep our outgoing repairs. And we have our fabric in here. And I'm live on Facebook, so I'm crazy and I'm a lot of fun, but I'm actually talking to a whole lot of people. I just don't. But we're showing off how wonderful Janome is at applique. And we're using decorative stitches, which is kind of out of the norm. A lot of people don't do this, but I think this is so cool. I actually teach this when you come into class with me, and I'm getting off a little bit. So I'm gonna hit this auto stop button. It's gonna perfectly finish off that stitch. And that is such a nice feature. But look at all the feet you get. You get your open toe foot, you get your open toe free motion, your walking, your guide, your guide that slides into your walking foot, and you get your 1/4 inch foot, and you also get a table, and you get a 60 stitch machine with all these features. You have beautiful neck throat space here. How much do you think a machine like this would cost?
$10.25.
No. Very funny.
Yeah.
No, seriously, how much do you think a machine like this would cost?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so out of.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I tell you, it probably lists for close to 1,000. We sell machines that do this that I know that at least are 800 and up. This is a great value. This machine is only $549. And not only is it $549, you get a kit that's probably worth about, in feet, my goodness, it's probably got at least $200 in feet. And the tables, these little tables run about 900, you know, they run between 60 to, you know, $125. So you get this great deal. It's got a measuring thing on it. Very nice. So it doesn't matter. You have an instruction manual. And what I like is a instruction manual, Espanol. So, you know, so if English isn't your first language, you can also get this. But anyway, this is the box it comes in. But I wanted to show you everything that comes with this machine, plus teach you a little bit. You also get a foot control that plugs into the side. You just come around here, plug it in, a little hole there, very easy, or in the back. And here is, of course, you do get your accessory box, and it holds your buttonhole, or it can hold all your lovely feet. This is going to be down here on display here at the Stitching Post West. And we are at 5928 Northwest 16th. And we're just east of Bethany. We're in western Oklahoma City. We're right off of MacArthur. You can't miss us. We're within 500 feet. If you go to 16th MacArthur and you look over to the southwest, you'll see the Stitching Post. We're the little cedar and glass building under the trees, as my dad used to say. Anyway, we really appreciate your time this morning and all you ladies joining me. Hi, Susan. How are you doing? I hope you all have learned a lot. Maybe if you thought about doing applique, I hope it was a good review. If you have any questions about anything I was showing, just pop on here. We watch this all day long, and we can answer your questions. If you watch this video later on in the day, I'm going to try to show it to all our educational groups and anybody else. But we give lessons. You know, we have a classroom here at the Stitching Post. I'm going to talk a little bit to the ladies here on the north side. I know we shut down our Far North store, but we're only another 10 minutes down the highway. It is not hard to get here. Let me turn around. Let me show you what we have down here. We have, say hi, Maddie. Hello. There's Maddie. First of all, we have Maddie. You cannot buy her experience. She's one of the best person to take private lessons. But we have the full ice core line. We have all the Mettler. We have all the Simplicity. We have our wonderful wonderful 80-weight bobbins. We have our quilting cottons here. We even have 40% off Anita Good Designs. We have a whole selection of permacore for our long armors up here as well. We also have Maxi Lock. We have fabric, and our fabric department is. We've got our vinyl for you ladies who need vinyl. Please excuse our mess. I think we're still recovering from the fair. We also have my antique collection machines. This is a Wheeler Wilson. The guy from Singer stole the patent from this company, which this machine is probably 1890, and he filed in England. And the rest we have today is Singer. We have a great selection of scan and cut supplies. We have scan and cut classes. We have all the type of Mettler threads. For all you quilters who've been watching, you have this beautiful silk finish here. We have a great selection of stabilizers. Let me come around here. If I'm moving too fast, I'm sorry. We have all our notions that you find everywhere. And we have a great, and Nancy, you can attest to how good these grids are. She's one of the reasons we have those. Is our creative grids. We have a great selection. We have Schmetz needles. We even have a press if you're into the vinyl. We have a great selection of dime deals. And here we have our other threads. We have our Maxi Lock in here. We have plenty of threads. Now if you come in here, you can see some of my antique collection. So we have a little bit to see down here. And my beautiful German antiquities. Oh, let me show you the other old machines. These are pretty cool. I've had people who come down here, that's a national, who come down here just to see some of my antique machines. And we've got all the scan and cut stuff. Ooh, we've even got some if you're looking for some things to take with you. Now that machine would look so cute in this little bag. I gotta show this new bag off. Oh my goodness, look at the polka dots. That's pretty cool. We even got 70% off Fabulux here. So we have clearance sales too. You don't just have to go to the Moore store. Well, we're going to go in the classroom. It's probably not perfect, but we're going to go in here. And my machine's on the floor again. But anyway, we've got my machine in here, and we're getting ready for Sewing After Dark. Maddie's getting some samples ready. But we can get to about 3 or 4 women here. We kind of send it out so it's easy to get in. But Deb teaches down here. We have scan and cut classes down here with Susan on Friday. So all you have to do is go to Yes, that's a very, it's not, oh, it's not very heavy. Let me go lift it and show you, Nancy. Good question. Here, let me go back in here and lift this up. I don't want to knock all that on the floor. But no, it's lightweight. It's got that solid aluminum casting that Janome does. It's lightweight to carry, but as solid as your, you know, your grandma's 60-year-old tank. So anyway, here's some of the Christmas fabric we have. We don't have this panel anymore, but it is definitely our favorite. But we've got the quilt that Shireen's going to be doing our Christmas. I think she's just going to do a little wall hanging with it. But it's so cute. It would be so cute for anybody's house. Well, we have some really pretty fabrics down here. And, of course, there's my favorite baby panel. If you got a new baby coming, we've got some cute flannels down here. And we have a gorgeous selection of solids and some mixtures. And, of course, we've got some beautiful daisy fabric that a lot of you have been looking for. And if you love puppies, we've got the puppy collection down here. We kind of partial to puppies at this store. But no, the machine's not very... Thanks, Nancy. I'm glad you think that's awesome. Now, I'm going to talk about one other thing. And you've been hearing me talk about the spree. Let me turn this around so you can see it. Now, you'll probably see this flyer, or you'll see it on our website. It's $69.95 for 2 days. And let me go grab the kit. So you're going to do about 6 projects. Let me grab this. I showed this the other day. Oh, ha ha ha. You'll get one of these bags. You don't have to share it with anybody, and you'll get to do all those projects. You're going to learn just about everything you can about stabilizers. We used to actually tour their facilities, and now, well, they've grown big, and so now they come to us. And I personally picked this one out because a lot of the things that I teach and know. Hi, Ray. Shouldn't you be selling tools somewhere? Anyway, my brother's watching. But anyway, everything I learned and everything I teach about stabilizers, placement, thread, some of these things, because what we forget every year, when somebody gets a new machine, we've got a new person who doesn't know anything and they have to learn. So this is a great review. So if you've got a layer of dust in your sewing room growing on that high-end fancy machine, you need to come take this class. And it's only $69.95. It's not $100, it's not $150, and it's not $200. 2 days, includes your lunch, 200 free designs. So where do I go to sign up for this thing? And where's it at? Well, it's going to be at 2501, I believe. It's going to be at the Village Methodist Church. We've had some other events there, so all you Northside girls ought to take advantage of this. Take advantage of the stitching post up north. We're going to be there, and we'll be there 2 days, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So a lot of things I hear is, well, what project are we doing? We're doing projects to make you smarter and sharper, because the number one thing I hear, especially when I walk into the South store, and some of the girls haven't seen me as often as they see some of the other girls, and they'll say, do you know anything about stabilizers? Yes, I do. And everything I learned about stabilizers, I learned from Oklahoma Embroidery Design. So I really recommend this as a class. And they also go into details about thread. And they also promote the Isacord, which we really love. When I ran my own shop, I used Isacord. And it was really helpful. It doesn't stretch up in the upper tension. It's good quality thread. We have ladies who won't sew with anything else. So it's pretty good stuff. But this is a great chance for you to get in and review, or maybe, because there's a lot of ladies who won't try lace. They won't, they have a bad experience with a towel. Well, this is your chance to come in and take one of these 6 projects and learn to do it right so that you enjoy your machine and you can make more beautiful new things for your family. I think that's really important. Anyway, I think that's all. I wanted to really talk about the November event. So I think you owe yourself a weekend retreat with the Stitching Post and Janome. And of course, Sam Fung is going to be our educator. He is great. You ladies will learn so much from him. We just have a great time with him when he comes. But anyway, This is Robin Hill for the Stitching Post, and I'm here at that's 5928 Northwest 16th in Oklahoma City, and our other locations at 316 and more, where we have the larger classroom and we have some of more of our classes. But you can find all these things on our website at sewbargain.com. That's SEWBARGAIN.com. Now, the great thing about that machine is if you're watching us in another state, you can buy that baby and we'll ship it right to you. So you don't have to miss out just because you're not here in Oklahoma with us. And we'd love to help you and take care of you. Not to mention, if you do buy locally, that comes with 2 years free service and our famous lifetime lessons. Thank you, Carol, and we'll see you soon. So thank you. This is Robin Hill here for our Facebook feature and What's Sewing Down at the Post. And y'all have a great weekend.